No yoke, leave yoke. Chapter 10 Asana. Conceptual base. This step or limb of Ashtanga Yoga truly represents the concept of Bahiranga Sadhana. Since physical body is the only instrument used in it and its impact are also physically initial, one gets easily attracted to these steps. All other limbs of yoga need some mental preparation and involvement, whereas asana needs only physical preparations, though there is a mental involvement in later stages. The simple and easy processes in them gives confidence to the sadhaka to progress further in mastering them. Asana has got prime importance in various scriptures and schools of thoughts. After initiation of Hatha Yoga, Asana culture has spread widely, a bit fast. All the multiple yogic streams have placed Asana at initial stages with final objective of Samadhi, Kaivalya or Unmani, etc. To achieve them, one has to have a strong and stable physical condition, which can be achieved through physical practice or practice of asanas. By accepting the natural physical condition, one has to practice asana with regularity for further advancement. This sadhana bestows physical stability, suppleness, eradication of fats, and absence of diseases, which further leads to sadhaka for subtle processes like pratyahar, dharana, and dhyan. The structure of this scripture clearly displays this process of going from gross to subtle. There can be difference of opinion as regards the number of asana, but they can be divided in three categories: meditative, cultural, and relaxation. Three categories: meditative, cultural, and relaxation. Initially, they were purely meditative in nature, which became more physical after spread of Hatha Yoga, mainly aiming at the awakening of Kundali or Shakti Jagrana. The relaxation part reserves the purpose of giving some experiences of physical and mental peace. The practice of asana from any category can enrich the sadhaka's experience experimentally or sadhaka's experimentally. Yeah. One can be balanced state on physical, breath and mental level, which makes the entire process holistic. Asana primarily aim at the flexibility of spine column with forward bending, backward bending, stretching and twist. It also has direct impact on abdominal cavity. Muni Patanjali has given only 3 sutras for asana. The first two relates to the definition of the process, whereas the last one indicates the benefit of the asana. Patanjali explains asana as Sthira Sukham Asanam, meaning stable and comfortable position of the body is asana. This stability and comfortable situation is expected to be permanent or get permeated on mental level as well. This is possible by doing asana with prasthana shilata, means doing the asana with minimum effort. Asana should be done without excessive stress or stretcher or efforts, but with absolute ease and comfort. One more interpretation of this is easy physical efforts and conscious efforts to relax. The conscious observation of the principle can lead to the Ananta Sampatta Bhyam, an excessive of earlier principle on physical mental level means experience a unification with the vast and unlimited consciousness that is Ananta. To total concentration on each physical movement, stable and comfortable final posture on the physical level leads to the experience of Ananta. Merging physical posture with natural breathing awareness, natural breathing awareness, that is pranava or prana dharana, is the mental experience of Ananta. Going beyond this stage is total experience of Ananta. Reaching beyond sadhaka, sadhana and sadhya. Reaching beyond sadhaka, sadhana and sadhya with ease and comfort is Ananta Sampatta Bhyam, which depends on the sensitivity of sadhaka. Gorakshasnath has described this stage as stability in own states, which spreads on physical, mental, emotional, intellectual and spiritual level. Patanjali describes asana or effects of asana as tato dvandvanabhigata, which means by regular practice of asana all the dualities vanishes. They may exist on physical, mental and emotional level. The main obstruction in sadhana is duality, wherein the mind swings between them, creating distortion on mental level. By proper practice of asana, the neuromuscular coordination gets established and which coordinates systems and organs. The stabilized or the coordination between the sensory and motor organs gets stabilized, leading to a stable and composed state of human existence. It further gets enhanced at mental, emotional and intellectual level. Now, physiological base. One needs to understand the physiology of human existence before initiating the process of asana and experience them on the subtle level. Since the entire physical level is involved in the process of asana, the use of various parts of body and organs play a very important role in accomplishing them. If we analyze the process of any category of asana, the spinal column plays a vital role in them. It is used as a primary, either bend either way, forward or backward, then stretch or twist, thereby influencing the major muscles in the body. The peripheral organs like hands and legs play a supporting role in the process. The spinal cord, which is a part of the nervous system, passes through the spine, which controls all the functions of the body. The control on the motor organs and sensory organs, which are instrumental for any structural and functional activities. The nervous system has two components, central nervous system and autonomic nervous system. They are also called as voluntary and involuntary system respectively. Central nervous system controls brain, spinal cord and tissues of it. Brain has two hemispheres, right and left, having cross-body connections. The left hemisphere is involved in all the logical functions, whereas right hemisphere is involved in all creative functions. The upper part of the brain is called as cerebral cortex, controlling our consciousness. The front part of the brain controls all the motor actions through respective centers. The posterior part has nervous or sensory system sensory centers which controls all our sensory functions. From lower part of the brain originates 12 pairs of the cranial nerves which controls nose, ear, mouth and facial muscles, and 10 pairs of vagus nerves which control esophagus, lungs, heart, trachea, stomach, intestine, etc. The thalamus is located at the lower part of the center, which senses us with pains, pressure, temperature, etc. Hypothalamus is below thalamus, which controls the automatic nervous system, emotions, and endocrine system. The lower brain, that is the cerebellum, is below the cerebrum on the back side, connecting the spinal cord, medulla oblongata, and pons. It coordinates the physical movement, change in various positions and walkings. Medulla oblongata controls swallowing, vomiting, breathing, sleeping, awakening activities. Obviously, all these things are under control of cerebral cortex. Autonomic nervous system controls the abdominal muscles, various endocrine glands, heart and bladder, etc. These functions are completely out of control and take place without involvement of cerebral cortex. However, cerebral cortex, hypothalamus and the medulla oblongata observe these activities. Automatic nervous system has two parts, sympathetic and parasympathetic. Sympathetic system is broader in function. Its activities or activates the physical level through various ways. Normally, sweating increases the heartbeat, dilatation of arteries, contraction of veins near skin and that of abdomen. Level of sugar in blood and lack of appetite are some of the main impact of agitating sympathetic system. Sometimes it also creates adrenaline hormone excessively, leading to the increased breath rate. This system primarily gets activated due to excessive anxiety, fear, emotional disturbance. Parasympathetic system works exactly opposite to the sympathetic one. It pacifies all the above systematic or impacts and gives the main or much required rest to the body. This system gets disturbed due to various emotions like affection, envy, frustration, anger, fear. If this system continues for long, it may lead to some chronic diseases. Though both of these systems work in the contrast of each other, there is a need to have balance in them, which is an indication of good health. Yogic relevance. All the above functions take place during our lifespan constantly, which have to be properly experienced with total understanding at the physical level in each process of asana. It is called as awareness. Since each asana is a precise set of activity, minimum energy consumption and proper relaxation in final posture are natural outcome of it. Alternately, it means Sthira Sukham Asanam. The reflect action, which is the integral part of the nerve system, plays an important role in our life. Due to the environmental or internal physical change, the sense receptors get activated and act in the fraction of seconds. It does not require any decision or order from higher centers of brain. For example, if we sprinkle cold water on anybody's face, all the facial muscles react immediately. Therefore, anything creates pressure, stretch, or pain takes place, reflex action takes place immediately. This is the natural defense mechanism necessary to protect the body from any external stimuli. Functioning of heart, breathing, digestion, cough, etc. are reflex actions. Only overstretching of any muscle immediately contracts it equally, called as stretch reflex. It maintains the natural tone of muscles constant. While learning the asana, the beginners experience the reflex action in an attempt of master and process where exact yoga plays the important role of conditioning one reflex action. A strict observance of Patanjali principles of Sthira Sukham Asanam and प्रयत्नशीलता अनंत समापत्त्यभ्याम easily controls the reflex action mechanism. In fact, it can be conditioned or tamed in the way of sadhaka once, depending on the level of his involvement. In the process of asana, sadhaka should pay more attention towards internal changes, has an impact of asana, breathing patterns and involvement of mind, breathing pattern and involvement of mind in the entire process. All the steps in asana should be done without involvement of cerebral cortex, giving more freedom to the cerebellum, resulting the balance of voluntary nervous system. Due to the minimum effect or effort of physical level and negligence control on action by cerebral cortex, emotional impact reduce substantial, resulting into pacification of systematic system. Alternately, it increases involvement of parasympathetic system in the entire process, establishing psychosomatic balance and reducing or reduction of muscular and mental stress. A persistent study of asana automatically strengthens the physical level, and the sadhaka can progress towards these subtler experiences. We are going to deal with the process of each asana in detail in the further chapters.